Welcome, sinners, to the first episode of the Cinamen podcast. I'm Tyler. My co-host Chris and I are going to take you through the works of Quentin Tarantino, kind of take you through the movies and tell you what we think about them. So if you like what you hear and you want to keep the podcast going, just share, like, subscribe in any way possible. Just get the word out and let people know that we exist. All right, thank you. Enjoy the episode. All right, so we're going. I'm ready to start whenever you're ready.
Well, I guess let's just start by saying the podcast is about Quentin Tarantino, or as fans of his, what we think of his movies.
Yeah,
Something along those lines.
yeah, a little bit of behind the scenes stuff.
A little bit of Tarantino. It's a cavalcade of Tarantino hour.
Yeah.
And there we go. So I did watch True Romance, which he wrote and not directed. Have you seen that one?
I saw it a long time ago, but I don't really remember what happens.
You remember anything about it? I watched like an hour of it. It's about 2 hours. I watched halfway through it. I turned it off. I couldn't get into it, man.
You didn't dig it?
I could see the writing was very similar to his style of movies. I just couldn't get into it. Had a lot of good actors. Had Christopher Walken,
Yeah.
the Walkenator.
Yeah, it had Brad Pitt, right?
I didn't even see him in the movie yet.
No way.
No.
Well,
Gary Oldman died, right? The white guy thinking he's black,
Mhm.
the pimp guy to the...
see, I don't remember anything about it.
Okay, like, this down on his luck guy kind of working at I don't know, like almost like a vintage stock, like a comic
Yeah.
book. And he meets this girl at like a movie theater, and you can kind of tell that she's up to something, the way she just approaches him and how she's dressed and things she does. And all of a sudden they have like a one-night stand. She confesses she's a call girl. They get married. They confess their love. Chain of events starts there. Just moves really fast. Unbelievably fast, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Too
I don't know.
fast.
Yeah, I just can't get into it. If that's happening in real life, I'd slap my friend if he was like, married this girl I one night standed. Because they literally got married like the next day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
Well, I mean, you just got to knock that first marriage out, man. Just get it out of the way.
Just knock it down.
Yeah, it's just standing in your way to the second one. Well, apparently Brad Pitt's character in that movie is the inspiration for James Franco's character in Pineapple Express, which is why I wanted you to pay attention to that.
Wait, really?
That's what I was told. I did absolutely zero research, but that's what I was told. And it checks out, because I remember I've watched the scene.
With Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
Is he only in one scene?
I don't know.
See, yeah, like I said, I
don't,
made it
like I said, that's the only thing I remember about the movie.
It was like literally pinpoint halfway through the movie, and Brad Pitt had not been seen yet. Like he barely.
So True Romance came before Pulp Fiction, before Reservoir Dogs. Like he wrote that before all that, or did that come after?
I thought that was a script he wrote and sold in order to get money to make Reservoir Dogs.
Okay. Like I said, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that was the first one.
And Natural Born Killers, right?
He didn't direct that one.
Yeah, but he wrote it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I heard that there were some rewrites, and he was not happy with it, and he didn't even want to be listed in the credits.
Yeah, that's what I read. And he threatens to go to remake it or do his own thing with it or whatever. It was at Oliver Stone.
Yeah, which was a great movie. It was a fantastic movie.
Saw it.
It's crazy.
I
It's
like
definitely a Tarantino
everything that I
movie.
know on the surface of it, who it was directed by, who it was written by, who it starred. I can say that I liked.
Yeah, it's real interesting. Robert Downey Jr. was in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the best part.
Was it Woody Harrelson?
Woody Harrelson was the main character. What's her name?
It's Juliette Lewis or whatever.
Yeah. She was the co-star, and then
One always plays a weirdo in everything she's in.
Robert Downey Jr. was just like an Australian reporter. I don't know. It was weird.
And that was before he got famous, right? Or was he already?
I think he was already famous, but he was probably on drugs, like heavily on drugs.
Yeah. Wasn't quite Iron Man yet. No, I did watch 4 Rooms, which he directed after Reservoir Dogs, or after Pulp Fiction, around that time. It was like a 4-part movie with Robert Rodriguez and two friends of his.
What was it about?
It's Tim Roth, is the bellhop, and I don't know. I guess he just got hired on to this this motel, and it all takes place in one night. And instead of 4, it's not like Sin City or Pulp Fiction where it's like they keep intertwining. It's like
Just
almost
seamless.
like 4. Yeah, like each one is like 25% of the movie.
So like 4 different stories.
Yeah, basically rolled into one. And each one's like a different room in the hotel where it takes place. And Tarantino's is, of course, the last one, right? You got to finish big with.
Yeah.
And actually, I think they did it right by that because his probably was the best one.
Were the other ones at least good?
Yeah. I mean, they were all good, interesting, had their own little twist. But you can definitely, I don't know, you can tell Tarantino's style just in that one 25% of the
that
movie
came
that he
after Pulp Fiction. Like that was after. Okay, so it went
What, it just didn't do as
Reservoir
well
Dog. Where's
critically or financially as some of his others?
Actually, True Romance came after Reservoir Dogs. But maybe he sold the script beforehand.
Yeah. Just, I mean, you sell just a script to a studio, it could take
Okay.
the next day, 10 years, 20 years, never for them to actually make it.
Yeah, so it went Reservoir Dogs, True Romance, Pulp Fiction, Natural Born Killers, 4 Rooms. And then Dance Me to the End of Love, which is a short. I don't know. What that
I've
is.
never seen any of the shorts. I did see From Dusk Till Dawn. Do you see that one? The
I love
vampire
Dust,
one.
I love Dust Till Dawn.
Really?
I like it a lot.
I see. I don't know. Tarantino's character's weird.
Tarantino's character is the best character in the movie.
I don't know. He like kills that girl for. I don't know. It was weird to me.
That very
I've only
first
seen
scene,
it one time.
that opening scene, isn't that where they're in the gas station, and I think they're holding up the gas station, and then like this family comes into the gas station, and the family can like tell. Man, I hope I'm getting this right. The family can like tell there's something wrong, and then Tarantino freaks out and is like, "They know that we're robbing the place." Blah blah blah. I think it goes something like that, but
Right.
it's awesome. It gets me totally hooked. I could almost just watch the first scene of a Tarantino movie and the rest could be garbage, and I would still come away remembering like, man, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that one scene was.
Every opening scene he has is just epic. Like think about
agree.
Django. Like
Django,
the first time
Inglourious
I saw
Bastards the same way.
Oh my god, Inglourious
You
Bastards.
it
But
just
that's-
draws you in. It does what it's supposed to do. The guy's a master of his craft.
But that's just Christoph Waltz. I mean,
yeah, okay, well that's the guy he is the demanding on-screen presence.
he's so good. I wish he was the one in The Hateful Eight instead of Tim Roth, honestly. And Tim Roth is awesome, and Tim Roth did a great job.
In Hateful
But
Eight?
I just need more Christoph Waltz in my life. He's a phenomenal actor, and the opening scene of Pulp Fiction was amazing. Like
Which one was the opening? Oh, was that when
the open right off the gate, Reservoir Dogs is good. Like every
yeah.
the opening scene of Pulp Fiction was the diner
Right. Oh, with the
where he robs the diner, where Tim Roth robs.
okay,
the
him
diner.
and his wife or whatever. Okay, yeah. Big Kahuna Burger.
Yeah, okay.
That's like a link between some of his.
There's a lot of links between the different movies.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I was watching True Romance, right? And the guy went to like a burger joint and got some burgers and brought him back. And he never said what kind of burger it was, nor did we get to see like the symbol or image on the sack or anything or title.
Yeah.
But the whole time I was looking at it, thinking, "Oh man, I wonder if that's a Big Kahuna Burger," and they didn't say anything about it. So I don't.
Well, they
I don't know.
also smoke Red Apple cigarettes in Pulp Fiction, Inglourious Bastards, and Hateful Eight.
That's because I heard he doesn't like product placement, so he makes up his own stuff.
Well, there's a big theory that connects all the movies, except for I don't know about Hateful Eight, and I couldn't find anything about Django. But so apparently it starts with Inglourious Bastards.
Okay.
So in Inglourious Bastards, Hitler gets killed in the movie theater, right?
Right.
Doesn't go down the way it's supposed to go down.
Right. It's obviously alternate history.
So at that point, we split into another timeline. And in that timeline, everyone's so desensitized by Hitler being brutally murdered and burned to death in the theater that all the movies in that universe and like the rest of the universe is just like really violent. And that's why, because Kill Bill is a movie within the universe. And actually, Kill Bill is like a representation of Fox Force 5, which was, what's her name? why I'm drawing a blank.
Who, the main chick of Kill Bill?
Main chick in Kill Bill. Yeah.
Uma Thurman?
Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman's character in Pulp Fiction tells Travolta that she was in a pilot for Fox Force 5, which is basically 5 lady assassins.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
And there was a black demolitions expert, there was an Asian one, and then there was 2 others I don't really remember.
Right.
And then her, and she was supposed to deliver a joke, which I didn't really notice if she told any jokes. But, like, if you look at Kill Bill, there's the black chick, there's the Asian chick.
There's...
You know, and they're all just female assassins, except for some reason, Michael Madsen. Like,
wasn't his character supposed to be the brother?
He was the brother
of John Travolta, the Vega brothers.
Yeah,
Vic Vega and Vince Vega and Vic Vega or something like that.
Vince and Vic were Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
But it was Michael Madsen's character.
Yeah.
He was also in The Hateful Eight. He was Joe Gage, I think was his name. And like me and Justin were both talking about it, and he's like the most pointless character there. Like, he really doesn't do anything. We'll get into The Hateful Eight in a minute, but so yeah, the Vega brothers.
I heard Tarantino one time thought about doing a movie with those two. Like, after, obviously, with the success of Pulp Fiction rejuvenating John Travolta's career, which was, like, I guess, near in the shitter at that time. And so the idea had occurred, and obviously some fans were kind of like, if these two are brothers, why don't we see a movie with these two? Obviously with Michael Madsen and John Travolta would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But now they're both... I don't think they're both able to do what they could.
Well, they could be retired. It could be about them retiring. Retired.
Yeah.
Retired. Well, you can't because he's dead. You can't because John Travolta died.
Yeah.
They both died. What a tragedy for that family. You know.
Man, I just happy to be Samuel L. Jackson. Like, having to be in like all of Tarantino's movies. Like,
apparently they're really good friends.
Oh, hell yeah. I imagine they've done like all 8 movies together or whatever.
Apparently Django was written with Samuel L. Jackson in mind, but as the script went farther and farther, Django got younger and younger.
Right.
And Tarantino had to call up Samuel L. Jackson, was like, hey, so you read the script. Django's a little bit younger. And I guess Samuel L. Jackson was like, yeah, I can see that. And he asked him to play Steven instead. And,
he was good as that. I mean, he was... but he's good at anything. He's fucking Samuel L. Jackson. So.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I heard he had thought of Will Smith to be the lead. And what I read was, obviously, Django is a tale of revenge. Not, it's not, I want to get my love and live happily ever. It's, I'm going to kill every guy who got in my way.
Someone must have hurt Quentin Tarantino as a child. All his movies are about revenge.
Yeah, all movies and all his violent and just absurdly violent. Like, I don't know.
Over the top.
Yeah. And Will Smith, I guess, argued that the movie should be about a tale of love, like a happily ever after.
See, but there was tons of love. He totally loved,
Yeah. I was like, he loved Brunhilde. He's just kicking ass and taking names along the way. As any guy, I probably would. And I heard that's why he didn't take the role. He just thought he didn't want to do it on a tale of revenge. He wanted to do it with a love story. But I'm glad Tarantino didn't just give in and be like, oh, well, I really wanted Will Smith. So I just caved in. I changed my story. I'm glad he was like, look, if you don't want to do it because of this, that's too bad. I'm going to find a guy that will. And obviously Jamie Foxx worked out amazingly.
Killed it.
Yeah. I couldn't think of anyone better. I think Will Smith now would have been the absolute wrong choice.
Yeah. I mean, he would have done okay with it. And you still would have had Christoph Waltz.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. He would have been an amazing, all-serious Django, but I don't know, just the whole... It turned out a different movie.
So, when was the last time you watched Django?
Like, within the week.
Okay.
I watched it like the day after you told me 2 days ago.
So, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Calvin Candy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You see him smoking all the time, right?
Right.
He blows big puffs of smoke out. Do you know why that is?
Mm.
He's supposed to emulate or represent the dragon from Dr. Schultz's Broomhilda story.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
because
Django would be...
Django's the hero coming to save her.
Right.
She's the damsel in distress.
Broomhilda.
And he's the dragon. And when you like see those close-ups on his face and he blows out the smoke, if you really pay attention, like it really works. Another thing about him, when he was doing the scene with the skull, when
his hand's bleeding,
and his hand was bleeding, and that was like real life.
Yeah,
like,
I heard that was
cut his hand.
I heard he just like kept going with the scene,
and that's awesome. It made it.
Yeah, no, that's what makes
real.
DiCaprio amazing, and the fact that he's never won an Oscar as of right now. Hopefully that changes.
He's never won an Oscar.
He has never won an Oscar.
That's crazy.
I know, right? He's been nominated for all these times. What, 3 or 4 times, whatever, and always loses. But I saw the ballot this year for 2016 Oscars. I think he can win, man. I think this is gonna be a year. He won Best Actor for the not the Oscars, the ones that really aren't important.
Golden Globe.
That one, yeah. He won Best Actor for the Golden Globes, but he has not won an Oscar for Best Actor. And he got nominated for what? The Aviator, Wolf of Wall Street.
They won an award. They won an award for Hateful Eight for the best original soundtrack.
That makes sense. Tarantino's got an awesome soundtrack.
It's beautiful. Like his music, just if you would have told me when I was younger that I was going to watch a spaghetti western with rap music in it and tell me it was good, I would have called you crazy.
Yeah. If you had told me to watch a spaghetti western, period. Because I'm honestly, I'm not a huge western fan.
What makes the difference between a western and a spaghetti western?
I don't know. Well, I mean, the opening song of Django Unchained is Django, Django. I sat there for the first time when I watched the movie, and I was just like, man, what have I really gotten into? Like, I was all hyped for this, but the music's kind of I was getting pumped.
Oh man!
And then it wasn't until
that hooked me.
It wasn't until the movie kept going and I got the tone of it and kind of what it was supposed to be about that I was like, okay, I couldn't imagine anything else.
That first scene just hooked me.
Yeah, they're like walking
the
through the dark.
dialogue is just perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. King Schultz was.
In my opinion, Django is my favorite Tarantino movie. Is it the best?
I agree.
Is it the best? Maybe.
Arguably, subjective. It's all subjective.
Yeah, because I'm sure
the
shots are better, and I'm sure. It had
but by
a bigger
now,
cast.
Django. I mean, he waited all this time to make a western.
And then he made 2 in a row.
Yeah, and after Django Unchained came, after the success of Django Unchained, he was like, he announced that he's going to make another western. Didn't at the time, I think, know that it's going to be Hateful Eight, or that was the title. But he was like, I didn't really know what I was doing with the first one, i.e. Django, but this one I do. And I sat there and I went, you didn't know what you're doing, but you made the perfect movie with Django. And now you think that
Django is better than.
How can you top that?
Django is better.
Yeah, I keep hearing that.
But
I hear it's good.
I loved Hateful Eight.
But I keep hearing Django's better.
Yeah, for sure.
That's because there's no Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
But it's
because there's no Christoph Waltz. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Now we're all like, Tarantino has to have Waltz in his movies.
You think he would. And it's weird because the character that Tim Roth played would have been perfect for... he must have been doing something else, or... Maybe
he just didn't want to be just a
But him and Tim Roth are
in every
friends.
single movie.
Like, it seems like Tarantino and Tim Roth are friends, so I'm not surprised that he made it in there.
Yeah. I mean, I like Tim Roth. Like I said, I mean, his character was a little weird in 4 Rooms, but good nonetheless.
Man, and now I kind of wish I would have watched 4 Rooms.
Now Reservoir Dog was equally as awesome. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah,
there's a shot with, Tim Roth is like bleeding on the ramp in the warehouse. Harvey Keitel and Mr. Pink, Steve Buscemi are arguing in the warehouse, and you can tell it's just all one shot, but it goes on for like 10 minutes. Kind of them panning back and forth, and I just thought that was awesome because they had to memorize that. Like most actors, you film like a minute or 2 at a time, but
at most,
screen
actors, like 10 seconds, 30 seconds.
Screen actors don't memorize the whole script, or not usually, or they don't have to. Like a stage actor.
Yeah, here's the lines, deliver it.
Yeah.
Nope, do it this way.
Yeah, do it this way. Change this, come in this way, deliver your line. But the fact that they were memorizing like 10 minutes at a time was, to me, that was impressive. That's a style in movies I feel that is, almost
lost.
Exactly.
Unless you saw Birdman. Did you watch Birdman?
The Michael Keaton Birdman virtue of
I don't think it's all one shot, but it like It
It's
looks like
kinda
a
like-
lot of really long
It won.
shots.
He won what? An award for that, right? He won
Yeah, I
best
think so.
actor, best supporting actor, something like that.
I think so. I thought it was
That
good.
dude that directed that movie, that Alexander Inarritu or whatever, has directed The Revenant with DiCaprio. That's out. The one he's going to win his award for.
Okay.
So you kind of think, shit, this guy's legit. But
Well,
no, I just
So back to the Hateful Eight. Did you know the script got leaked? I think Tarantino wasn't even going to do it.
He had to change like the back third of the movie or something, right? Like
I'm not sure if he changed anything, but it got leaked. He didn't want to do it anymore. And then the cast got together and did a reading and was so excited for it that they convinced Tarantino to do it. I think Samuel L. Jackson convinced him.
Of course, that's Sam Jackson. That's just Sam Jackson's a man. DiCaprio being a more of a method actor, comes someone who stays like in character between like takes and stuff. I heard he stopped midway during a scene while filming Django, and because he was having a problem with all the racial slurs that they're having to drop. And I heard Samuel Jackson being the badass that he is. He just pulls him over to the side, puts his arm around him, and he goes, "Motherfucker, this is just another Tuesday for us." And then I guess he went back and like delivered his lines, But for him to say that, like,
Yeah.
oh, you think you're bad saying this is acting? We get this our whole life, And yeah, he just, it's almost like
Made
taking him
him deal
aside,
with it.
slap him in the face real quick, and like, get your ass in there and film that scene, boy. What's the matter with you?
You're a
just thought-
professional.
And Samuel L. Jackson was like the highest grossing actor at one time before Star Wars came out, and then Harrison Ford passed him.
I think they paid everyone the same amount on Pulp Fiction because they needed to cut the cost down. So like
Sure,
some of
yeah.
the actors took a pay cut
Oh yeah,
to get Pulp Fiction made. They made like $20,000 a week, which not much of a pay cut.
I heard Jonah Hill took a pay cut for
Django?
Django. And I heard he wanted Sacha Baron Cohen for that role.
No.
Yeah.
No.
He said he wrote, I remember in the interviews before the movie came out, before he even knew what it was, he was like, I wrote a role specifically for Sacha Baron Cohen. He's agreed. And now, obviously, as it gets closer, Sacha backed out for whatever reason.
Thank God.
And then Jonah took him. And then the movie came out, and then what? He's in the movie 10 minutes?
Yeah.
I was like, what? You wrote this just for 10 minutes? You wrote the role for Borat for 10 minutes. That guy deserves 3 hours of your attention, He's zany and crazy and kooky and...
Well, I don't think I'd give him 3 hours, but...
Yeah. Small doses, maybe. Hour at a time.
So yeah, he wanted to get the feeling of The Thing into the Hateful Eight. He even like screened the movie The Thing for the cast before they started filming because he wanted to give the feeling of just like
isolation.
danger hanging over every frame.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen The Thing?
Oh, God, I love The Thing.
Okay,
It's
so
one of my favorites.
yeah, so they wanted to get that feeling across, that feeling of, you don't know who you can trust or what's going to happen.
Well, it's also in a cold setting, winter blizzard everywhere.
Yeah, I think they did some of
They're
the
isolated.
I think they did some of the shots in a refrigerated set.
I wouldn't doubt it. Probably make them pay a lot more money to him, too.
Yeah, they're all stuck together in Minnie's haberdashery.
Right.
And when Samuel L. Jackson... So there's 2 bounty hunters, and one of the bounty hunters had a prisoner she was taking to the next town over.
Right.
And who was the main character besides Samuel L. Jackson?
Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell, yeah.
Right.
So Kurt Russell was bringing in a bounty when he comes across Samuel L. Jackson walking in the snow.
Okay.
So he picks him up, and he's taking him in, and they run across someone else in the snow.
Sure.
And he's claiming to be the sheriff of the town they're headed to. So basically, you need to give me a ride so I can give you your bounty. They get to the haberdashery, and then Tim Roth is the hangman in the town over. And Minnie of Minnie's haberdashery is missing. Like, she's not there. She's apparently, from what they've been told, at her family's house somewhere else.
Sure. Right.
And she left it in charge of this other guy who's now there that no one's ever met. So there's a bunch of people in a cabin, and, you know, they're kind of trying to... I don't really want to give too much away.
Sure.
So
it's like a killer, and then they're all kind of trying to find out who's the, like...
Not necessarily a killer, but
someone who's hiding
they
something.
think that someone is collaborating with the bounty.
Sure.
And you can't really tell, you know, who it is or what's going on. And
But it's good, though.
yeah, it's a great movie.
I mean, of course it's good.
I didn't get to see it in the 70 millimeter, though. It was, yeah, because it was filmed. It's one of only, I want to say like 7 movies that have ever been filmed in.
70 millimeter?
Yeah, I could be wrong in that, but I think it's the only one at least in the last like 50 years. And it's his second film to not be shot in the standard screen ratio.
Right.
But I didn't get to go see the 70 millimeter, so I can't really tell you how it was.
Did you ever see that movie Speed Racer that the Wachowskis did?
Yes.
The Matrix guys? What did you think of it?
I actually liked it.
Did you? Okay, I have not seen it. I just heard awful reviews about it.
But here's the thing. I don't know anything about Speed Racer.
Right, no, neither do I. I didn't watch the show, you know, back in the day, but it was for...
I couldn't even
before
go back
Dragon
and
Ball
watch
Z.
it. That's how old Speed Racer is. It's so
what?
old that it wouldn't be enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. I didn't like the anime. I didn't like the new version of it that came out. I didn't see the movie.
I like the movie.
But Tarantino was talking about it in that. I think that podcast you had me listen to.
Yeah.
I found it interesting that he wanted to
Nerdist.
make that movie. That's just crazy. Him doing anything culture referencey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, it's like him doing a superhero movie. Everyone would shit their pants. But the fact that he wanted to do something like an adaptation of a mainstream.
Yeah. He also
thing.
talks about Star Trek.
That would be cool.
Because I kind of asked him if he wanted to do Star Wars, and he said, I'd rather do Star Trek. But I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. I did like the new movies, but
Yeah, no, I like the new movies, and that's about it. I'm not. I don't know. Just with Tarantino, I feel like you gotta wait. Like, I guess that's with any good director. You gotta wait like 3 to 4 years between all of his movies. You're like, damn it, I need more now.
I know. I think he's only doing 10.
And then calling it done.
Yeah.
What? That's an awful idea.
Yeah, I saw an interview with him talking about he was only going to do 10. He said maybe 11.
Oh.
He said he wants to leave people wanting more.
Yeah.
He says he wants to go. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to
He
go
doesn't
too
want to
far.
burn out.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Everyone's like, oh my god, another Tarantino movie. They want to go out being like, no, we'll never get one.
He's really cocky about his writing. I watched a bunch of interviews. with him,
Arguably so. I mean, I could.
He is, and I think he's a great writer. I'm not
he's
saying
an
that
amazing
it's
writer.
it's.
Wrong to gloat, but let's say if there's a guy who deserves to gloat about
Let's
it,
just
it's
say he
him.
knows he's a good writer.
Sure, yeah, not afraid to flaunt it.
Not afraid to just admit the fact that he's a good writer.
Oh yeah, downright tell you, it's not a question. It's
He's like, I know my writing's good.
yeah.
He thought about like being a novelist, I guess, because
God, that'd be cool.
he says when you're writing, if you mess up, you just go back and redo it, whatever, to keep writing. But in a movie, it's harder to make mistakes, I guess.
Yeah, you change one thing, usually you end up changing a few other. In my experience of writing,
But he also said he enjoys writing screenplays more than like novels and stuff. He said he tried to write a book once, and he was just like working real hard on it, and he was like couldn't get it to work. And then he said he started trying to write a screenplay, and it just was way easier.
I can see that.
But that's just the kind of thinker he is, I think, though.
Well, yeah, writing a book, I feel like you have to know all the details right there to put on the page.
Yeah,
Movie, you leave it to set designers and costume designers and
props and
yeah. You don't got to put that much detail in describing what the scene looks like.
You just got to get the general gist.
Yeah. Describe the setting, get the dialogue right.
Not saying that making a movie's easy. By any means.
No, by any means, absolutely not. But Tarantino he was a video store clerk or something for a while, and now he can be one of those guys that us video store clerks talk about, like drool over. Like when he announces what movie's coming out in 3 to 4 years, I'm excited. I want to see it. I want to see it right now.
And he's excited for you to see it. That's what I love about him. He is just passionate.
Yeah.
If there's one thing, and it really comes through in his movies, is that he just cares a lot about. A lot about his art.
And he's busted his ass to make that beautiful piece of art. Like I listened to that podcast, and he was talking about all the same stuff I feel like I go through. like I said, him choosing a storyline. You know what? Oh man, I got a million things that I want to possibly pursue, and then he just sits there and think, okay, what am I the farthest on? Maybe watch something else, get a little inspiration, and then he decides, that's it. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna pursue next. Every time I feel like I do that, I can't even finish it.
Well, apparently he worked on one movie for 3 years. Like his very first thing, he said while he was working at the movie store, anytime he'd get any little bit of money, he would go and rent equipment and, film some scenes. He's like, he didn't even have it. He couldn't even get it developed for a long time. So he just filmed the whole thing without knowing what it looked like. And he said there's like this loophole when you go to check out the equipment. If you check it out on Friday, it's a 1-day rental, but you get it for the whole weekend until Monday. So they would always do that and then just film all weekend and then turn it back in. He said after 3 years, he finally got to see it, and he said it was amateurish. He was not happy with how it turned out. He said, but towards the end, that stuff was looking pretty good. And,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's understandable. I don't know. I just wish I had that kind of time. Maybe the passion to pursue hardcore like he did. I mean, he was a prodigy. Yeah. I guess it's. he knew what he was born to do, and he went for it. He wasn't one of those that took. Like Zack Snyder was like 40 years old when he directed his first movie.
Well, he says he's pretty much sacrificed a family to, at least up until this point.
Yeah, at least up until that point.
He says, when I make movies, I make movies. I don't have time for family and this and that.
That's how it should be. That's how I would do it. But I mean, the guy is just words can't describe him. I don't know.
Did you ever see Grindhouse?
Yeah, his was the only movie that I saw out of that. And I remember liking it. Kurt Russell was like a stunt car driver.
He had a car that was death-proof for him.
Yeah.
So he'd get people in the car, and then, he'd just go drive crazy with them, and he would live. And then...
How was that one? Did you like that one?
I liked it. I wouldn't watch it all the time, but I definitely liked it. I didn't like Planet Terror.
That was one the girl had like a gun for a leg.
Yeah, it was, and I know it was supposed to be gruesome and stuff, but it wasn't like
believably gruesome, like over the top gruesome.
It was stylized gruesome. He wasn't trying to be realistic.
It was everything it was you definitely think stylized. You would like, but you just didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like the style. It was stylized, and the style wasn't for me.
Sure. Robert Rodriguez, who I got negative things to say about that guy.
Really? Wow.
I'm just, I don't know. He's just doesn't.
Dust Till Dawn was good. Sin City was good.
Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. The guy's got a few gems.
Let's not get off track. Okay. I got a question for you. I think,
especially because he partners up with Tarantino all the time. Tarantino, to me, just
maybe Tarantino's just taking him under his wing.
Yeah,
or like he's like hanging out with him to make him look better.
Yeah.
By comparison.
I feel like Rodriguez would be like, oh man, I really need.
He's like, Rodriguez is really good, really good. Now watch my movie.
Yeah.
How good was that?
Tarantino's like, how about we show you your movie first and my movie second? Because obviously the finale is the grand.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't get it. Why is yours? Shh. You just enjoy your. Hey, you're the main attraction, Kay.
You did good today.
You're the crowd pleaser. You just smile and wave, okay? Smile and wave. All
right, man. I got a big question for you.
Okay.
What is in Marcellus Wallace's briefcase?
Isn't it supposed to be his soul or whatever, or someone's soul?
It's rumored to be his soul. It's not.
And Marcellus Wallace was Ving Rhames.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
the one who got raped at the end by that guy from The Mask.
That was more towards the middle.
By Zed.
Yeah.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Yeah.
Would you What did you hear? I mean, did you hear it was something different? I heard Tarantino just thought, when people kept asking him what it was, I heard he was just confused as to why this was not an obvious.
Make sure we're still recording there. Okay, so let's start with the rumor. The rumor is that it's Marcellus Wallace's soul.
Okay.
You could see the Band-Aid on his neck where the devil extracted the soul, and he is paying to get it back.
Okay.
That's the rumor. Apparently, it's not true. There's Other people thought it might be
Was he like shaving the back of his neck one
the
day?
Oscar he hopes to win. Like, so the shine was from the light hitting the Oscar that he hoped to win with Pulp Fiction. I heard the diamonds from Reservoir Dogs.
Okay.
You know?
That's cool. All right. That'd be cool.
And the people that say it's his soul also talk about how anyone who sees it ends up dying.
Tim Roth died? Did Tim Roth die?
Oh, you're right. Tim Roth didn't die.
My thing was,
No.
whatever it was, soul, gold, diamonds, whatever it was, Tim Roth's expression, I mean, he is like, what the fuck is that? You know, yeah. He looks like it's something he has not seen before or didn't think was real or something that's just crazily out of mind, you know. So, to me, but what would a soul look like? Why the hell would it be shining,
Yeah.
you know, yellow? Let's just face it, half the people on this earth souls be shining like red or like no soul at all.
Well,
Gingers.
Quentin Tarantino, I guess, on Howard Stern's show said that it's whatever the viewer wants it to be. Now, that can mean two things.
I don't like that.
That can mean two things.
Okay. What's
could
thing
mean-
number one?
Thing number one is whatever your imagination. So, like, say that you think it's his soul.
Okay.
That's whatever you think it is.
Okay.
Now,
An inarguable point that you can make with everyone else, but yeah.
but yeah, so like someone says
Some
it was
major
the Oscar.
yeah.
Someone said it was the diamond.
Some cinephile is going to come up and try and prove you wrong. You're like, hey, Tarantino said.
Right. The other, slightly more interesting way to interpret that is it's whatever you want it to be, right? So, like, you look into the case and it's what you most desire. It's not what you think it is.
Right,
It's
right.
what you most
This is
covet.
what Tim Roth wanted most when he
Yes,
looked in. It's
exactly.
what Samuel L. Jackson wanted most when he had looked in, if he did.
Samuel L. Jackson did not look
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
And some say that's why Jules died and he didn't. Or not, no, he's Jules. That's why some say that
Travolta,
Travolta died and he didn't.
Danny Zuko. Grease Lightning.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I like Tarantino, and I listen to his podcast. The guy sounds like an overly nice guy, but people who's it's whatever you want it to be.
Well,
I
I
don't have a
think-
definite answer.
I think he did that to, like, make people talk about it. Like,
That-
the reason us talking about it right now, this is why he did it. We're like, we're
It's
doing
getting
him a favor by
It's getting
talking
talked about. I mean, it's getting talked about.
Well, he came out
That's
and
like all the
said-
crazy shit out there. You can sit there and say, "How does this have a fan base?" Look at it; it has a fan base. This is getting talked about.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't deny that it has.
Oh, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. But to me, I almost feel like that's like, oh, he was gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's his soul," and then everyone was like, "I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it." And he's like,
No, I
"Oh
don't
well,
think so.
it's whatever you want it to be." You know, almost like you're backing. It's a cop out. You're backing out.
I don't think
You're
it's cop
copping
out. I
out.
think he did it on purpose.
You think he
though.
did it on
No,
purpose?
well,
Okay.
because I heard that he
I would like to
originally
think,
wanted it to be
I
diamonds.
would like to think it's not what I was thinking. I don't want to think that negative about Tarantino.
Well, I think because I heard that he wanted to put diamonds in there, and he thought that was too boring.
Then why wouldn't he show him?
That's the point. He wants your mind to race. He wants you to think about it.
Okay.
Like, he did that
All
on
right.
purpose. That was Tarantino, like,
Okay.
winking at you, like,
Yeah.
what's
I'm
in the
gonna
case?
poke
What's
your-
in the box?
Poke
you
your
know?
fucking eye out. You wink at me. That's a mean wink. That's not a suggestive wink.
Yeah. Do you hear the rumor that all the clocks were set to the same time?
What time was that? Do they say the time
4:20.
in like every Tarantino movie?
No,
or
in
like,
just Pulp Fiction. It's not true though. Apparently the stopwatch, or his dad's watch that they hid in his ass for all
Right.
those years. Apparently that doesn't say 4:20, and then in the pawn shop there's a couple clocks that didn't. So I think a lot of them did, but not enough to make it a cool Easter egg, I guess.
Yeah, and 420 of all.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing back then.
Right. Yeah. If clocks had 6 more minutes on them, then it'd be like 666. Oh man, I can't believe he.
Well, that was another thing about the soul. The case had the 666
Was that the code?
combination. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I mean, that's
But you know what's
Could mean
really
a lot of
You know
things,
what was
but-
really in the case? 2 batteries and a light bulb.
some of that gold foil.
Yeah. Oh. Back to the connections. I forgot to mention. Did you see Lee Donowitz in True Romance?
Lee Donowitz.
Yeah.
Lee? I don't know. I mean, is that
Jewish.
the character's name in the movie?
Yeah, in the movie.
Do we know who? I mean,
I don't know who played it.
I don't know. What's the
Oh, apparently related to
Donnie Donowitz?
Donnie Donowitz, the Bear Jew, in Inglourious
Oh
Basterds.
yeah, it's like his great uncle, something like that.
Yeah.
The Bear Jew. And that's Eli Roth, right? That horror director is the Bear Jew.
I don't know.
He's directed I don't know the Hostel movies, like 1 and 2. I don't
Really?
know about 3. He had one called like The Green Inferno come out. Remember Cabin Fever?
Mm-hmm.
He directed that.
I feel like I heard about
Like
Green
overly
Inferno.
gory, crazy movies. I like him, but he was the Bear Jew.
Yeah.
I just thought that was cool that he had. I like that Tarantino cameos in all his movies.
I don't think does he do all of them?
I mean,
think he was.
almost.
I don't think he was in Kill Bill. I just watched both of them,
Okay, I don't know about Kill Bill. He's definitely in Django.
unless I missed it.
He's in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, he's my.
He's in Reservoir Dogs.
I love him in Django.
I love him in Pulp Fiction. Or, yeah, Django. I love Eric Stoltz in Pulp Fiction. The guy that goes with the adrenaline.
Oh yeah.
He said, the day you bring an ODing bitch to my house, then I'll give her the shot. You give her the fucking shot. You give her the fucking shot.
He's good. He's good in Pulp Fiction. Who's your favorite Tarantino character? Like not who he played
Character in
like,
a movie.
That he's written. The most interesting to watch.
Lieutenant. Not Aldo. Yeah, Christoph Waltz in. Not Aldo Raines. That's Brad Pitt, right?
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz's character in
Inglourious Basterds?
Inglourious Basterds or Dr. King Schultz.
Dr. King Schultz is me.
I feel like he could read me a book to bed every night, and I would be. Just my life would be complete.
Honorable
He could
mention.
narrate my life.
Honorable mention for my second favorite character, the Wolf. In Pulp Fiction, the one that comes.
Harvey Keitel. Yeah, yeah,
I love the Wolf.
yeah.
So-
Yeah, that guy
so
just
pretty fucking pleased.
just that like overly
Or
confident.
so
like,
pretty pleased.
smooth-
Clean the fucking car. Yeah, he's awesome.
Well, maybe any of Samuel L. Jackson's characters where he says an abundant use of motherfucker, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, I read that meme the other day. I'd rather have Samuel L. Jackson narrate my life over Morgan Freeman because I have different uses for the word motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's why I would need him in my life.
Yeah, sometimes there's just going to be some motherfucking snakes.
On some motherfucking planes. Well, we went and saw that for my birthday, right? Did you come with me on that one? It was like my 13th, 15th, 16th birthday, something like that. You don't remember that? We went and saw it for my birthday one year.
Yeah, actually, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we're all kind of like, this is going to be kind of lame. And I liked it. I gotta say,
it was a fun movie.
Yeah. I mean, it
wasn't like
I feel like it
serious
should have
movie.
been made in the 80s. All action, no story, no plot. But the only thing I hate, and it actually took, to be honest here, Django or Inglourious Basterds, 2009 when it came out? That was my first time seeing a Tarantino movie. I saw the trailer for that one, and I knew, holy shit, I wanted to see this. And it's by this Tarantino guy everyone talks about, including my dad, who had just pestered me for years about not seeing Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and all that stuff.
Our dads must have watched Pulp Fiction together. My dad would not shut up about Pulp Fiction.
Exactly.
Pulp Fiction. And I watched it, and I think I liked it, and maybe I didn't want to
You just
admit I
didn't
liked it.
appreciate it for all the beauty that it was yet.
Oh, I definitely didn't appreciate it for what I do now. But like my dad was like pushing it on me so hard that I was kind of like, yeah, I guess it was okay. And then after a few viewings, you really get to realize.
Then you come back to your dad like all excited, like Pulp Fiction is amazing, and he's like,
Yeah, whatever.
"It's okay, son. Jesus Christ."
No, he still loves it. It's his favorite.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can safely say it's.
You guys
it's
got
one
that
of the,
signed poster, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
Man,
With all the
Main
the
cast.
colored guys, including Mr. Blonde. Probably that Lawrence Bender, the producer, or
yeah,
whatever.
Reservoir Dogs too. Let's talk about your Pulp Fiction poster.
No, it's a Reservoir. Oh, the Pulp Fiction poster. You're right. Yeah. Someone had a Reservoir Dogs poster that was signed. I don't remember who that was. But yeah, the Pulp Fiction poster's all signed by the cast.
That's
and
crazy.
everything. Yeah. It's a beauty to look at. I mean, it's amazing. But I don't know. It just took me. I had always heard like Tarantino movies were like 3 hours long, and like, like I said, like you think before Inglourious Bastard, really before Kill Bill, it was all like gangsters and drugs and like.
Well, it's because he does.
Yeah, and
genre
abundant use
pictures.
of violence. And then he starts diving into these genres, right? Like Kill Bill, that samurai.
Well, they were
genre.
all genres. They were crime genres. The
The
first two
I'm
were
talking like start getting like crazier genres.
the spaghetti westerns.
Yeah, spaghetti western, World War II, like a World War drama. Like
Kill Bill was filmed to be one movie. They had so much footage they cut it into two and released them a couple months apart.
yeah, I thought he wanted to do a trilogy, and then he said he wanted to do everyone every like 10 years. Catch up with her, like
he said
which is an insane idea in Hollywood.
And Uma
anyways,
got tired of each other.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I imagine Tarantino would be one of those guys that, I heard that he maybe not a stiff ass on set, but he demands your attention. Like if you fall asleep on set, or like bring your cell phone, man, I heard he goes nuts.
Really?
Yeah. And then I don't know, maybe like Christian Bale, like.
If I was working on the set,
in your face.
If I was working on the set with Quentin Tarantino, I think I would just leave my phone at home.
I'd be like, phone? What phone? Let me destroy it for you.
Want me to do your laundry?
Yeah. I'll do whatever you want me to do, Tarantino.
Tell me what to do.
I will lick the bottom of your shoes clean after stepping in gum on the ground.
Yeah, okay.
That's not too that might be maybe too much.
There's the line we found.
Okay, that's the line? I crossed the line.
We didn't cross it. We just
we came really close to crossing it.
Yeah, we're there.
We might have dipped our big toe in the water.
We can see the line.
Okay, we won't cross that line. We'll backtrack some. I don't know. Tarantino. It took me. I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time. I don't know, a few years ago probably, after countless busting my chops on everything. Mm-hmm. And I just thought in almost every movie of his, there's like 20 minutes of dialogue that could be taken. 20 minutes of a movie that could be taken out to make it that much shorter.
What? No, I love the dialogue.
Okay, like Inglourious Bastards, the amazing movie as it was, when they're sitting at the bar, they're drinking, right? Mm-hmm. The actress Diane Kruger, Michael Fassbender, and the other German guy, Hugo Stiglitz, and they're all playing that game. Come on, we could take out.
I don't know. I like
half that game. I like it all. But when I don't know. To me, there's just some things like you're just like, why did that even happen? Why is this is not progressing the story in any way?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I never wish they'd take any of it out. I don't know if you like Hateful Eight then.
Oh, I'm gonna.
It's a lot of drawn out. Dialogue and stuff.
Yeah, that's just one complaint on a list of 1,000 compliments I could give Tarantino. I'm gonna see it. I'm probably gonna like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Wish I could have saw it in 70mm though.
See it in like big IMAX.
See, I don't think it's IMAX. I think it was just. I really don't know what it means, but it's like a really wide shot.
Right.
Like they said, like they had to figure out where the end of the frame was. Like you couldn't just be like standing off to the side watching because you're like in the frame. But
Danny Trejo's in it, isn't he?
I don't know. I didn't get that far.
Oh, well, yeah. Then it's probably not worth it. Danny Trejo's not in it.
I guess we could talk about. Didn't go to film school. He was self-taught. Said he had 8 years of working, nothing working out. And then he worked on that one film for 3 years as he was working at the movie store.
After that, where did he get? What direction did he go after that? Well, he realized it was amateur, obviously not professional material. So he chose to.
I don't know where he went after the film school. I guess probably made
started writing scripts or whatever.
He's probably writing that whole time. I would think.
I mean, that's not. To me, that would seem like the easiest way into Hollywood. Like write scripts, sell them, kind of get your name in the.
Not now. Maybe back then.
You don't think that'd be the case now?
No, I think it'd be to use what limited resources you have, make a movie, put it on the internet, get a following,
get a bigger budget to make that a better movie,
or just keep working within a small budget for your whole life if you want to do that.
Yeah,
you could do whatever you want. You could get bigger budgets. You could get funded on Kickstarter. Did you ever see Kung Fury
on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
I liked it.
That did not look appealing to me at all.
Okay, that got funded though.
That did get funded.
That got funded.
I have to give that credit.
It was actually good. It's funny. It's goofy. It's 30 minutes.
What are those three awful movies that? Oh yeah, Sharknado. That got funded.
Yeah.
that obviously has some kind of fan base.
So yeah, I think if you just like made some cool stuff and put it out there, people take notice.
Yeah, I mean, even Tarantino has proved that he can deliver a flop, or not a flop. I don't want to say anything's flopped of Tarantino, but maybe not hold up as strong as what he thought. He didn't expect. He thought his audience would chase him on this death-proof journey. Fans didn't respond to that well. It can happen. I mean, even Steven Spielberg has had flops.
I wouldn't even say Death Proof was a flop.
Yeah. I guess flop is overdoing it. I would say not as good as some of his other work.
Yeah, but the rest of it really speaks for itself.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's something that everyone sees a trailer for that, even when it's announced. People shit their pants when they see this movie that's coming out in 2 to 3 years. I'm that way, at least.
Yeah. So, I don't know. You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
All right. So what do you think? You like Tarantino?
Tarantino's a man. Actually, on IMDb, I think it said the next one he's writing or directing is called that Faster Pussycat Kill Kill.
What is that?
I have no idea. It doesn't give any info.
Someone said something about him doing Kill Bill 3.
Ooh, man, I don't know.
Let's check real quick.
But I got to see them, so I can't, I don't want to.
Have you've never seen him?
I watched maybe the first half of the first. I got all the way in the first one to where she's gotten out of the hospital, found the pussy wagon, and she's sitting there like talking to her toes, like move.
We didn't even talk about his foot fetish.
Yeah, that's true. Tarantino's that scene in *Inglourious Bastards* in the beginning where that girl's running away from her house.
Uh-huh.
The feet she shows are actually his, not that girl's.
Or whose feet?
Tarantino's.
No way.
Yeah, that's what. I think it's what's on IMDb.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I've watched in the last 2 weeks to get ready for this. I watched 7 Tarantino movies, and I've seen a lot of feet. Seen a lot of feet in those 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, look at Django, the slaves. And then we're always seeing like the shiny shoes of Dr. King Schultz, and James Cameron is the same way.
Really?
Like think of the Terminator movies, you always see like the Terminator in the beginning where it shows like the future war, like stepping on the skull and like crushes it, and like pans up the robot body, and you see
but
him,
he
like, with his gun.
He never drank off a girl's feet in a movie like Tarantino did.
What movie did you do that?
Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh yeah, he did that. Yeah, see, he was just weird in that. I just didn't.
Oh, he was the best though. Like, except for that one part.
Yeah,
I don't really
know.
like that part, but the rest of the movie's great, and he's definitely my favorite character in that movie.
I don't know. I want to slap George Clooney for even being associated with that.
I love George Clooney.
I love George Clooney.
You're gonna like him a lot more when you watch all those Coen Brothers movies.
Oh, yeah. Believe me.
All right.
By the way, the next time we are doing Christopher Nolan, right? We are.
I think
He is our next.
I think so. I'm really excited about this one.
I'm
I
excited for
love
this one.
Christopher Nolan.
There's a lot of movies I'm excited to rewatch / watch for the first time, like Interstellar.
Have you never seen it?
I've not seen it. 3-hour epic.
We'll save this for next time. But
we think
next
we think everyone that's tuned in to listen to this, this is their first go. So we appreciate everyone that's
tuning in.
Yeah, tune in. So.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week.
All right. See you.